Box FX.
Hello there, this is Shal, and welcome to the second episode of my 17-part series on getting a great vocal sound. This series is a crash course on best practices you need to know to get good results in a home recording environment, from performance to recording to mixing. In my last tutorial, I discussed the #1 rule of vocal performance. If you haven't already seen that video, please go do so. Today's video is all about preparing yourself physically to give a good performance. Now, a few things before I begin. First, many of the warm-up techniques in this video will be helpful for all kinds of vocal performance, but will be the most useful for singing. Second, I'm assuming that you are the one performing. If you're not, these tips will be less helpful. Finally, these performance videos are just a quick getting started guide to vocal performance. They're not full-fledged vocal instruction. If you want that, find a vocal instructor. With that out of the way, let's get started!
Preparation.
To begin with, make yourself comfortable and relaxed. Tension and stress make for bad performances. Make sure the performance environment is nice and comfy, in terms of lighting, appearance, and temperature. The environment can be very helpful for creating the right creative mood for performance. If there's anything about the performing environment that makes you feel off, fix it, or speak up about it if you're not the one managing things. You want to be able to focus on your performance without any distractions. Also, stay hydrated. I will touch on this more in a later video, but for now, be sure to have some water on hand. Next, get rid of any extraneous noises on your person. This means silencing your cell phone and removing noisy accessories, like I always remove my necklace before performing because it can be loud. Last, and most certainly not least, be sure to warm up. Let's talk more about that. Warming up is important for getting your mind and body ready for the task at hand. Without it, you could hurt your voice, and you'll likely give a poor performance. So here are some simple things you can do to warm up. Start with some basic stretches, like stretch your back, your shoulders, your neck, your jaw, your face, roll your neck, massage your shoulders and your cheek muscles, maybe even get someone to massage your back for you. This always makes a big difference for me. Next, take some deep, slow breaths. I'll be discussing the specific way you breathe while singing in the next video, but for now, just take some deep, relaxing breaths. Try to inhale for about 7 seconds and exhale for 8. That kind of slow. Another great breathing exercise is to slowly blow out all your breath, hold it briefly, and then open your mouth and release. Your lungs will automatically fill back up because you'll be releasing the tension in your diaphragm. Do this a couple times in a row. Further, this release and open technique is helpful for conserving energy while singing because it lets you inhale without much effort. Like, after you've sung a particularly long section, you just open your mouth and your lungs fill back up. It's magic. After that, try practicing saying different consonant or vowel sounds. I like to do the consonants first. Just practice somewhat forcefully making different consonant sounds. This exercise can be particularly fun if you do it to a beat, like beatboxing, like p, ha, ha, k, ha, ch, 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 p, f, or puchka, puchka, puchka. Particularly popular at my former choir. And as you heard me do, start by doing it unvoiced with no vocal sound, like then, do another set of consonant sound practice using voiced consonants, like b, g, z, etc., etc. Next, move on to the vowel sounds. Here are 2 vowel exercises I learned from my voice instructor in college. I call the first one E-O-Wah, because that's what you sing. E-O-Wah, 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 E. And then you go up a half step. E-O-Wah, 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 E. And again. And then you keep going up and up and up, or down and down and down, because you can go down instead, until you reach the limits of your vocal range. Be sure not to strain your voice. Be aware of the upper and lower limits of your vocal range and don't push them too hard, or you will hurt your voice. Just be careful. That's the rule of thumb. Just be careful. Anyway, that's E-O-Wah. It's great because it lets you practice 3 vowel sounds in one exercise. The other one is called E-E-O. It's good for helping you get used to switching notes quickly. It's more difficult, so you'll probably want to do it slower. It goes E-O, then up some more E-O, etc. Keep in mind that these vowel exercises are more effective if you can stay on pitch while doing them. That's why, unless you have perfect pitch, I recommend having some kind of a guide. Whether it's a tuning fork, a piano, or your favorite synthesizer, you'll want something that can tell you what notes to sing, or at least your starting pitch. I've put links in the description to downloadable guide tracks for both EOA and EEO so that you can sing along with them. Here's a brief example of the one for EOA. You'll want to sing along with the notes, not the chord. Another fantastic vocal exercise is what I call flutter lipping. To do this, you purse your lips like do the duck lips and then blow. And you want to sustain that for as long as you can, like at least 10 seconds. It really loosens up your lips and your cheek muscles, and it helps with breath control. It's also fun to sing a song on flutter lip, also for the sake of breath control. So instead of, do you want to build a snowman, it's... Lastly, here are some good warm-up exercises specifically for voice actors. If you have a set of lines in front of you, try over-enunciating them like this. Speak very deliberately and use your whole mouth while reciting your lines. Also try the same over-enunciation technique while reciting tongue twisters, like yellow leather, about a boat, and my personal favorite, 6 sick, slick, slim, sycamore saplings. The goal here is precision, not speed. You want to make sure you can say your lines exactly the way they need to be said without tripping over your tongue. So, as my guitar teacher says, practice them slow enough that you can do them perfectly, and then work on building speed. If you want even more warm-up exercises, I've included links in the description to 2 sites that you can use for inspiration. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about preparation. If you liked what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want more information or have any questions about what I've talked about here, comment below. I'm always open for questions. And if you'd like to request a VoxFX tutorial, please send me a message. Remember, if it's talky, I can talk about it. The next tutorial is all about the basics of traditional singing technique. So stay tuned. Until then, have fun and keep making sound. VoxFX.